Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building. Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
You're right the way, King Dingbat here, and welcome to another Philly Shakedown podcast, episode 50. And unfortunately today, as we know, Eagles lose to the Buccaneers 31-15. But at least the Cowboys choked too. And the way they did it was epic. So maybe we feel a little bit better. Joey, how you doing, my man?
I'm good, man. How you doing? All right?
Yeah, it's a long day, man. Long day. A lot to talk to when it comes to this game because there's a lot of different things. Like I kind of saw this game in like different pieces, you know, like early on I saw problems and then you know, like early on in the game, exactly what we talked about all week. You can't come out and be passive. You can't. You got to go after Brady. You can't allow, you know, certain things to happen. He goes right down the field, scores. I think first two drives, they're just going right down. No issues, no adjustments. You're playing zone. You're not putting Evans, Slay on Evans. You have T.J. Edwards. I remember there was one third down. T.J. Edwards was covering Evans, and it was just like the defense was really pissing me off. The offense comes out, and they're down 7-0. Before they ever took the field, it was 7-0. And then it seemed like the defense adjusted, and they kind of got things together. And then the offense just, they come out. They're not even running the ball. They run the ball, I think, one time, Miles, early up the, and then they kind of stopped. And I thought the coaching and some of the things they did was bad. And then kind of when you needed Hurts to make some throws, he just wasn't good. He wasn't good. This was a game in which I think there's a lot of blame to go around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. There's a lot of things wrong with this game. I think Nick Sirianni strayed from the game plan. I mean, here's what really pissed me off. And I think what Miles Sanders had like the 4 carries in the first half to the 3 in the second. I think they announced in the third quarter, whatever it was. But you have a guy in Miles Sanders that hasn't played for 3 weeks. And you don't use any of the other running backs that you have that got you to this playoff game. So why is Miles Sanders getting a bulk of the carries? And he looked, I don't know. He wasn't his cutbacks weren't really good. I don't know. The run game really wasn't good. So, I mean, I thought Tampa did a good job to shut it down. Right. Jalen Hurts missing Quez Watkins on a post corner route that was wide open. That Quez Watkins, look, I was talking about Quez Watkins maybe not being a number 2 receiver, but man, if it's one thing I feel bad for is these receivers this year. And by the third quarter combined with these receivers, the receivers had 43 yards combined in the third quarter. I'm seeing guys like Jamar Chase going off. I'm seeing Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk and distribution of the ball. We're throwing the ball to Dallas Goedert so many times, throwing into double coverage, forcing it. It's just, we got the total opposite in this game today. We got the defense actually playing somewhat well today. They got the Brady,
after the first quarter. I mean, the first quarter, they gave up over 200 yards. In the first quarter. It wasn't good. But they adjusted. They made adjustments. And when they made adjustments, you kind of felt like, okay, they kind of got together, but the offense needed to step up. They abandoned the run. Where was Jordan Howard? Jordan Howard, nowhere to be seen.
Nope.
I don't understand it. And the Buccaneers they were bringing people up, man. And they were bringing a safety up. They were going to try to make Jalen Hurts beat him with his arm. And he couldn't. I mean, there's just so many things. I don't understand this coaching staff and why they look at Jalen Reagor and make an effort to get him the ball, but they'll ignore Devontae Smith. Like, you've got to use Devontae Smith way better, you know what I mean, than you have. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. You know what I mean?
I really don't either. I think it's, you have Devontae Smith getting pissed off on the sidelines, and then when it's time, like, they start, I think there was a point in the fourth quarter where Devontae Smith was like, force me the ball, give me the ball right now. They put him on a screen pass. I mean, they start going back to their old ways of throwing the dump off passes to the receivers on the sideline. I mean, there was just a lot of issues, man. Like, Jalen Hurts just got worse, and once Jalen Hurts gets worse, then it rubs off on the rest of the team in some way. And I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of being Dallas Goedert being the focal point of this offense. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of watching other football games. I'm sitting here like, I wish we could be like that. I wish we could distribute the ball like that. I wish we could run the ball like that, even in a
right.
playoff game like this. I just don't get what they're doing. It really hurt today. It did. But at the same time, if I made a video 3 hours ago, I would have been pissed off. We've been throwing stuff. But at the same time, Troy Aikman said it best at the end of the game. He said, Eagles fans should be optimistic. This is a young team going into the playoffs.
Right.
After this game, you have draft picks, you have draft capital, you have cap space. There's a lot to really look at when it comes to this offseason coming up, which obviously we'll talk about in the future. But, we're at an important stage where this team could either turn to a contender next year or the year after that, or this team will stay the same and keep rolling what they're doing. Like, I don't know if your thoughts of Nick Sirianni have changed a little bit because of this playoff game, or he was out coached, or he just like, I'm seeing Jalen Hurts get the ball and he's running with it. I mean, they were doing some stupid crap with him. I mean, and they were reading it, the read option. They read it. They were sitting there with the exchange 2 feet away. They're sitting there by the exchange if he's going to give it to Miles Sanders or keep it for himself. I mean, it was literally impossible. It was impossible.
Yeah. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? The chat, by the way, we kind of came in pitch at a bitch because, it's hard. I see Chase Bathgate Michaels here, Cowboy Nation's here, Lawrence Talley, Brian Harding, Drew Foster, a lot of guys in here. Thank you so much for joining us. Troy, everybody that's in here. Thank you. D. Hart Williams, what's going on, my man? Yeah, look, here's how I take it. All right. And I look at this with Jalen Hurts too, okay? Yeah, coach didn't have a good game. The quarterback didn't have a good game. That being said, I don't know that, I'm going to go away from my offseason plan of they're going to go in with them next year. I'm probably still going to. But I think that what this game showed us, especially from my perspective with Hurts, is it shows his deficiencies. It shows that he has to get better throwing the ball. Okay, and the things that I've been concerned about arm strength and stuff, like the one play where he throws the interception in the end zone. If he has a bigger arm, that's a touchdown pass. It's a touchdown pass. But I got to see what happens. Now, if you're going to tell me, the Eagles are going to go after Russell Wilson, would I be interested? Sure. Do I think they're going to do that? No. I think they're probably going to stick with Jalen Hurts going into next year. Same with the Nick Sirianni. But I just don't understand things like certain things he does. Like, I don't understand why you treat Devontae Smith like he's the second or third receiver on the team when he's the best receiver on the team. Okay? And then you have Jalen Reagor. He fumbles the snap, right? We're down 17-0, but we're going to get the ball at midfield. Mm-hmm. He fumbles the snap. And then you put him in the next series. He's still taking punt returns. And not only that, he's out there on offense getting the ball thrown to him. It's like, why are we putting so much into this guy when you have Devontae Smith, who's way better?
That's what I think they've been doing. They've been justifying these screw up picks in Jalen Reagor, in a JJ Arcega-Whiteside. They're trying to justify these picks. It's like Howie Roseman is forcefully trying to play these guys to like say, oh, they're gonna do something. It's gonna come a time where they're gonna let off. They're gonna explode. They're gonna, you know what I mean? That something is going to happen with these guys, and they're gonna be successful in the league. It's not going to happen. It's like this whole entire project is over with. So I don't know what the move is next. I don't know. When you talk about quarterbacks, like, I don't know if there is a right move next year, this coming off season. I don't know if there is the right move to get rid of Jalen Hurts and to replace him with anybody. I don't know if there is a move out there. You get a Russell Wilson. I think if you get a Russell Wilson, I think he is you have to be competing right now. He's too old. There's not enough time to build around him. He didn't really have a great year this year.
No.
Okay. You know, Deshaun Watson, I'm reading a bunch of stuff about him. Now, Brian Flores was obviously, if he stayed with Miami, was probably going to make a move for Deshaun Watson. So since he's not there now, probably not going to happen.
And Flores is supposedly going to go to Houston, and he would want Watson. So no. I mean, let me be clear. I am not saying trade for any of these guys, but I'm just saying if something comes up, you know, I'd have to weigh the situation. My plan is to go into the offseason with Jalen Hurts and develop him into a better passer. I just think that today shows how much work he needs passing the ball and becoming a better thrower. Not that he can't do it. He deserves at least the offseason to at least get opportunity or come back. If you want to say him and Mitchell are going to have an open competition, fine, whatever. But I think that you got to stick with the plan just because it was a bad playoff game and things like that. I think we kind of got to push through it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But is there like, that's what I'm saying. Like if you can't, that's why I'm saying if you have to keep Jalen Hurts for another year, that's fine because there's no other choices we have. We might have to wait 2 years for a quarterback and really give Jalen Hurts another year. If that's the case, are you going to use
Joe Burrow?
Yeah, but I'm saying, are you going to use 2 first rounds to move up in a draft for a guy that you just want to see that if he's going to work out? Like, are you going to waste 2 draft picks for that?
There's nobody. There's no Joe Burrow. There's no Herbert. No. There's nobody like that. I'm like, okay, yeah, he's worth it. You know, we'll see how the draft process pans out. But I don't think there's anybody like that. What you got to do is you got to trade one of those picks and ensure you have a pick in 2023, an extra first in 2023. I think that's how you got to do it. Jim Garrity says, "Do you guys see the catch Smith? Oh my God, the catch Devontae. Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude. Why they treat him like he's second fiddle to regular. Yeah, I would be coming out and throwing him the ball early." David, thank you for super chat. He says, "Phil, you think the NFC East teams get together and stick it to their fans with the fraudulent product? Us NFC East fans must be loyal or big dummies." No, I don't think so. I mean, I think you have 2 situations going on here. You have an Eagles team who is young and up and coming that kind of retooled, and then you have the Cowboys who choke.
Yeah, and
I know Cowboy fans are mad and stuff, but that was an epic choke job tonight because they went and San Francisco came in and beat them. So I think there's 2 different things going on. You know, the Eagles are kind of just finding out what these guys are. We don't even know for certainty that Hurts is a long-term guy. We're still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
David for Super Chat says, "Phil, you think?" Oh, I think I read that. Yeah, duh. But dude, you know what I'm saying?
Like Cowboys, right? Like, so they had 14 penalties in that game. That was a lot of penalties, a lot of drive killers too. But when it comes down to it, the Cowboys have a really good roster. Like they have a well-built, young, talented roster. I think part of it going to the playoffs is from the regular season. Like, look at Trevon Diggs. I mean, he had 11 picks for the year, but going into the playoffs, it's a totally different ball game. Like it's totally different. It's a different animal of a game when you get into the playoffs. You can't take whatever statistics and act like it's the same things are going to happen in the playoffs. It's not going to happen that way. And you know, 49ers, man, like even from the first drive, they were just aggressive. They were throwing the ball. I mean, their run game. I mean, they scored literally that quick. You know, I understand, like, I think Dak, you know, obviously from the pick near the end of the game, they had the pick, you know, and I gave him short field advantage. You know, I thought they did a good job there, but, you know, I thought they I thought they played well, but I mean, it's either like a factor of why they choke. Why do they choke in these games? Is it coaching? Is it, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It seems like it's something that always happens with them. So
yeah, I don't know. It was, I felt like in that 49ers Cowboys game, it felt like both teams were trying to give it away to the other. It's like nobody wanted the game. That's what it felt like, I know, and I'm seeing a lot of comments, people to trade, get rid of Hurts, move on from him. My question is for who? Who are you going to get? I mean, you could go get Aaron Rodgers, 37 years old. I mean, look, I think Rodgers could play another 4 years, but I don't think he's come to Philly. I don't think he would want to. Russell Wilson, he's older. Who's coming up in the draft? The Eagles got a big decision because all their capital really is this year's up and coming draft. So they have to figure out, like, do we believe in this guy and go spend our capital on like defense and stuff? Or do we push on this capital till next year? What do we do? And it's really going to depend on what they think it hurts,
Yeah, I mean, do they? I mean, like I said, like they don't take a shot at a quarterback, which I don't think they should. I don't think there's any other. I don't want to take a chance on anybody else and build somebody up for another few years and get rid of Hurts and then that's it. Even though, like, I'm not like on the good graces of Hurts right now from this game. I mean, can I ask you this right now? Like, since Nick is not using Devontae Smith as the number one receiver, or not using any of these, or maybe the main focal point is too much of a tight end. In Dallas Goedert, like, do you think that Nick is somewhat of a problem where he's not distributing this ball too much around, scheming these other guys properly?
I don't think he schemes like for instance, I don't like how he uses Devontae Smith. I mean, some of the routes, there was a third and 9 or third and 10, and he's got him running a like short crossing pattern with like 2 yards deep, 3 yards deep. Like, why would you do that with Devontae Smith? Let him go to the sticks. You know what I mean? And even they were saying all he has to do is run a hook, and he's going to be wide open. He had single coverage. They never take a shot deep with him. The only guy they ever throw deep to is Quez Watkins. I don't like how they use – I don't like the route tree that they use. You know what I'm saying? With Devontae Smith.
Yeah, the route combinations. Yeah, right.
I don't like – I just don't like – a lot of things like that. They seemed like they were having more success trying to run up when they ran straight up, and they were trying to go outside. It wasn't working. And I thought that, and I have to go watch the game again, but I thought they just abandoned the run like way too early. Why you don't have to abandon it that early? There were plays where they were pressing and you could have run play action. You could have done some things and they didn't do it. And it just seemed like everything was off from the get-go. The defense was off early. They gave up over 200 yards in the first quarter. But once they kind of settle down, the offense doesn't pick up the slack. It doesn't help them. It doesn't bail them out. And it's just frustrating. And then Hurts he wasn't good today. He was not good today. And I don't know how else to say it. But that said, that doesn't mean I'm saying forget him, get rid of him. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying today in this game he was not good, and it shows the deficiencies we have with him.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Like, I'm afraid of bringing in more players. I'm afraid of bringing in more offensive talent because are they going to use those? You have to. Are they going to use those guys to their full advantage? Like, I'm afraid.
Well, that's yeah. Well, if they don't, then that's on the coach. But I mean, at the same time, I got to say this: there are plays where you can see guys open.
Yes.
And he does not throw to them.
Yes.
So can we really blame the coach and say, well, he didn't run the right route here? Because there were plays where I'm like, Devontae Smith was over the middle, and there's, this Goddard was open over the middle, and he, just different things like that. And it's hard to say, Super Philly 31, thank you for super chases. I prefer losing to the Super Bowl defending champions than lose the way the Cowboys choked. Yeah, I agree. I mean, we lost to the GOAT today. They lost to Garoppolo. Stephen King, thank you for super chat, man. Appreciate it. You know what I mean? Thank you, buddy. Nick Sirianni gets exposed by Super Bowl winning Todd. See, Todd Bowles' style of defense is what I like. I love the aggressiveness. I love the attack. I don't like Jonathan Gannon's. I don't like his approach. Yeah, he makes adjustments and it gets a little better. But, dude, why did we start so slow that in the first quarter you gave up 200 yards of offense? You know?
Yeah, no, I agree.
I don't understand it. Chris Kaufman, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, do you think no playing our starters in week 17 hurt us? What do you think?
No, I don't think so. I had a few people that said that. Like at this point, like you really had no choice. I mean, you really had no choice. I mean, they played, they really didn't play anybody, but at the same time, like, if you put in stars for that game and they got hurt and guys got hurt in that game, yeah, it would have been a problem. Then we would be complaining of why we have so many injuries going into this Tampa game. So it was a smart move. I still think it's a smart move to bench those guys. It was a smart move.
Yeah, I have no problem with it. I mean, because, we could say the same thing. Did Dallas not resting their starters, did it hurt them today versus the 49ers? I mean, you can say that about anything. I think that the situation they were in where you had so many guys that were, test on this COVID thing, and then you had a lot of guys like Hurts who was like, 80%, but he still had a bad ankle. I thought you had to rest him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true that.
Jeremiah Butler, thank you for the super chat. He says, why does it feel like somehow we won? Because Dallas lost. Because Dallas lost. Dallas lost, and, that window for them is now even shorter, and there's even more pressure next year. They're in a pressure situation. We were kind of in a, to me, a non-pressure situation. So in that way, I think we all weren't sure they were going to win. I mean, we all, I said, it's like Brady scares me. Brady scares me any day of the week in the playoffs. I just was hoping that fourth quarter, you would actually have a chance to win the game. That's what sucked.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, when they got as far as we did. I mean, that's pretty much how it goes. They got as far as we did, and there's more pressure on the Cowboys for next year because they could potentially lose. They could potentially lose Kellen Moore. I mean, he might be a head coach. Yeah. They could lose their offensive coordinator. Dan Quinn is emerging for some teams as a head coach right now, so they could lose their OC and their DC as of going into next year. Could happen.
Yeah, could. Tori will say it's not just the Dallas loss; it's how they lost. What did you think about that ending in that game? Did you see it with Dak?
Yeah, it's like, that referee ran from like the end zone. I mean, he was far away. He ran to the end zone because obviously the referee has to touch the ball and set the ball, give it to the center, and the center sets the ball. He's got to do that. And like the referee runs up, runs into Dak. Dak runs into the center. The center bobbles the ball. The referee I mean, it was a mess. Like the waste of that, even that last play. So,
I thought that was the stupidest play in the world.
Yeah.
Because how is he going to know with 14 seconds left? How does he know when he has to go down and how much exact time he goes? He can't run that far. He had to go half the yards and maybe. And then if you look at it, and I watched the replay of it, when the people are complaining that the ref was just touching it, if you watch the receiver, number 85, he's still backing up. So he's not even set. It would have been a penalty on Dallas anyways, which I think would have been a 10-second runoff. So I just thought it was a stupid play, Pandemonium, thank you so much for super chat, man. He says Jalen Hurts is ass. Yeah, a lot of people bailed on Hurts today. They're like, that's it, and that means that's going to stick with us all season. We're going to have this quarterback controversy.
And look, I'm not saying that like Jalen Hurts like had to have his best game, but when it comes to just reading the field and just being regular as a quarterback, when you see a guy open, you go with your first instinct and make that first throw and get that first read of what you see. And when he misses guys like that, at least show me something to tell me that he's getting better. But I don't know. This was obviously, there's fans complaining that we haven't faced good talent, which we haven't as of the past few weeks. But at the same time, you face somebody, and obviously, whether to face the Super Bowl champs and to get into a situation like this. But Hurts, it really killed me watching him play today. It really, the simple things were too hard for him today. So
yeah. I don't think he was good today. I definitely don't think so. Now, I don't think that is going to translate into them going away from a quarterback. If they choose to go for another quarterback or something, then they were going to do that regardless of what happened today. I don't think today is going to change that.
Right.
The Bucs are playing cover 3 with one high safety over the top of corners, playing 9 yards off 1-on-1. The checkdowns and the out routes were open. We didn't take advantage. They didn't even attempt. There was a lot of times that Devontae Smith was one. I mean, he had plenty of space, but they're more worried about Rager. Get Rager the ball. Get Rager the ball. He stinks. He's not Deebo Samuel. He's not that good.
No.
That's just, they need to get rid of him. They need to get rid of especially Arcega-Whiteside. I'm sorry, but I don't believe that Rager is as good as Greg Ward Jr. I don't believe Arcega-Whiteside is as good as Hightower. Yet, because they are who they are, where they're drafted, I know that front office is pushing them to play. I know it.
Even Travis Fulgham as well. I think Travis Fulgham is better than both of those guys when it comes to getting open and catching the football. Yeah. Definitely. So.
Yeah. Doc Rivers, thank you for a super chat. He says, name me one quarterback in the NFL that developed into a better passer. Hurts is bad, no arm, can't see wide open guys, hold on to the ball too long. I think there's a lot of guys that develop their game to become better passers. I think pretty much any quarterback that develops becomes a better passer. You don't just come in and you either can do it or not. I mean, you can develop those skills. Where he's not going to develop skills, he's never going to have the arm strength that Josh Allen has or Herbert. He's not going to have that kind of arm, But can he become more accurate? Can he read defenses better? Can he read his, quicker with his reads? Can he start to lead guys? Those things you can develop. The question is I think for Hurts, I think it's going to be all about next season. Like, to me, what he does from this year to next year, passive. If we're coming out of next season talking about he's not a good passer, then I'm going to be like, he's got, we got to give somewhere else. Yeah. But really, I don't know what this front office is thinking. We've heard so many rumors. It's so hard to know.
We'll find out.
Damian Ramey, thank you for super chat. He said, "Hey guys, let's get some quarterbacks votes going in the chat. P.S. I hope Mark isn't crying in his frozen pond. Let's get some quarterback votes going. What kind of quarterback vote would you like?" King George says, "Do you think Nick Foles could have won this game for us today?" Yes. I mean, look, I don't think Hurts was good today. I don't think he was good today, but it's not all on him. But there's a lot on him. There's a lot on the coach too. No, Sirianni definitely gets some. We talked about it earlier. I'm awake. I mean, I don't understand why he goes away from the run. I don't understand why he doesn't use guys properly. He does not use guys like Devontae Smith the right way. I don't understand it. No. But look, listen, you can blame defense. You can blame defense early. Then you can blame Sirianni for going away from it. And then I blame Hurts for not being able to. I blame those guys. I mean, I think they're all, dude, believe it or not, I mean, we got 4 sacks on Brady. The pass rush got home. When they started to bring pressure and started press, it started to work. Even Ryan Kerrigan played good. He had his best game.
I know. I was shocked. I was really shocked.
It was crazy. Kathy Starnes, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Both our teams suck. Laughing my ass off. I know. We're both one and done. Both sitting on the couch now. You know what I mean? Thank you for super chat. I guess next year we'll figure it out. Nick Foles. I don't know that the Eagles are going to bring back Nick Foles. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, that's done. That's done and over with.
Stop complaining about Hurts. He got the Eagles a playoffs. He needs blocking and deep threat. Listen, he missed a lot of deep. He missed a lot of deep. I mean, come on. We got to keep it real. Hurts was not good today. Now, when I say, and I told people this in my chat, just because I say it wasn't good today, does not mean I'm bailing on him. It doesn't mean I say he can't do it, he can't be better, he can't develop, I'm giving up on him. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying today was a day where we saw Jalen Hurts' deficiencies and what he has to work on this offseason. That's all I'm saying. You know? Comment star, thank you for super chat. He says, what's the big deal of having an open competition? If Hurts is that guy, he would be able to beat Minshew in a quarterback competition. Neither of them don't look like the future quarterback draft. So what? I have no problem with open competition. I don't have a problem with open competition in most things. Most of pretty much 80% of the positions that we have on this team, I'm totally content with. You want to tell me open competition? No problem with that at all.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree. Yeah.
I don't think I think Hurts deserves another year. But if you want to say, look, he's going to compete with Minshew, and we're gonna have open competition, I'm okay with it. I think it makes both guys better.
You're right.
You know,
Agreed.
That's what I wanted with Carson. I wanted Carson and Hurts to have an open competition. Cryptologist, he says no more Hurts. Let's see Minshew win a fair. Let's see an open competition. You know, self-made manifestation says Rager is the worst ever. I agree. I actually had to admit today that I would take Nelson Aguilar over him. I couldn't believe it was coming out of my mouth.
I think
but I'm like there.
Besides the 2 muff punts, I think there was like a couple punts where he couldn't even see. He couldn't even he tried to track it and couldn't track it and let it bounce. I don't know. I thought I saw that. I got to rewatch.
He couldn't bounce. And then there was a couple plays where they tried to get him the ball, and he just does nothing. He just goes out of bounds, dude. It's just a waste. Doc Rivers, thank you for the super chat. He said, as a former college quarterback, you are wrong. You have it or you don't have it when it comes to seeing the field. If you are fooling yourself, no development happens. Listen, I think that a young guy, things will slow down in terms of seeing the field. I also think you can improve your accuracy, you can improve your mechanics, and you can become a better quarterback. Now, if you want to say you don't believe he has it and he'll never ever have it, that's fine. I don't know that for a fact. I can't say that for a fact. I know that he'll never have the big cannon, but I don't know that he can never see the field.
Well, who's going to help him? I mean, there's some things he can't be helped with. There's some things he just has to do it naturally. Like, is he going to the right people in the offseason that's training him? I mean, like, what does he have to do to get better with his accuracy? There's just some things that a quarterback has to do himself, but I don't know.
Right. Yeah, just call me Flair. Thank you for super chat. Said you missed my last membership message, so here's more money. Laugh out loud. I don't want you to give me more money. I'm sorry I missed the message membership, but you know what happens is when I'm using StreamYard, it doesn't post those. So I always have to have another window open, and if I go away from it for a minute, I may miss it. So that's probably what happened because if I see it, I will definitely read it, man. Thank you though. You know. We had a lucky season. It was a lame field. I don't know. Hey, Doc Rivers, I have a question for you, though. Just out of curiosity, because you say you're former college quarterback, what would your plan be for quarterbacks going forward? Is there somebody that you specifically want? I'd like to know. Real Bulldog says, I'm so sick of watching Hurts trying to quarterback. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people they're done. How many ways can the Eagles win next year? Well, next year's next year. We'll see, you know.
Yeah.
Open competition at no, because
why?
Kelsey's no. When I say open competition, most positions, not every position. The guys that have established themselves are established. Hurts is not, to me, so entrenched as a starter that he can't be challenged. I don't think that at all.
Right.
He hasn't. When he gets a franchise contract, then that's the case. You know,
right.
I was willing to do that with Carson last year. So why would I do it with Hurts now?
Right.
Eagles scored 26 with Minshew with practice squad players. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yep.
You know, I'm wrong. Okay, well, it is what it is.
You're wrong.
I'm not. I might be wrong. Maybe I am. I don't know.
We're wrong every year about things.
I mean, it happens. If you have a chance to get Aaron Rodgers, you get him. Oh, Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
it was already enough that Rodgers had that little.
I would love Rodgers.
That little conversation that Rodgers had with Wentz. You know, like, do you think honestly Rodgers is going to want to come here? I mean, really? I mean, I don't know.
No, I don't think Rodgers wants to. I think Rodgers wants to go out west.
Yeah.
Foles is a third string quarterback. I think he's done his start. I think so too. I totally agree. Totally agree. What did you think of? What did you think of the secondary play? You know, I know they seemed to have a problem with, especially with Gronk when they needed. You know, I didn't like they never shadowed Evans. I saw a couple times they had Avonte Maddox on Evans on the outside. I didn't understand it. You know, he when he would line up in slot, they'd have Maddox. I don't like that. I really like man to man.
I think second quarter they softened up this defense. I think they were playing soft coverage because they had these cornerbacks 10 yards off the line at some points. Like you said, they made adjustments and put Mike Evans in the slot so they could go on Avonte Maddox. They were picking on Slay a little bit. You know, he gave up some, but you know, I mean, but with no pass rush for some of the time. But I thought pass rush. I thought they were getting closer to Brady. Obviously, they were having trouble at right tackle with Christian Wirth being hurt, and then they brought Wells in and he got hurt, so they were having trouble at right tackle, which kind of helped their whole entire pass rush. I mean, they had Fletcher Cox at linebacker. If you guys didn't see, they had him moving around linebackers. Josh Sweat was out with emergency surgery yesterday, which is crazy. So we can't blame him for that. So if it's life threatening, you can't blame him for that. So
yeah. And Damien Ryan, thank you for super chat. He says, let's poll for Hurts to stay or go. All right, I put it in the thing. We've got the poll. You know, yeah. Where was been? There's open competition every year in training camp. If you rise, you start, period. The NFL doesn't give a shit about anything but results. However, I will say this. I think that there is bias with the front office. Like, for example, I felt Fulgham should have been starting over Ortega-Whiteside, but they gave it to Whiteside. I mean, sometimes based upon who you draft and stuff like that, they'll keep guys longer because they don't want to admit that they were wrong.
True.
You know, that's what I think.
I don't know why Rager got as many snaps he did today. Like I figured, like Greg Ward would get some. Even Greg Ward got hurt today. When? I don't know, because I didn't really see him play.
We talked about not even starting him. I didn't want to start him.
No.
You know, Greg Q, thank you for super chat. You know, I didn't want to even start Reagor. You know, the thing is Rager's not going to go. That's what we're going to have to deal with. Everybody's going to want to go. He's not going to go because he was a first-round pick going into the third year. Maybe Ortega-Whiteside goes. Maybe. But we'll see, you know.
Yeah. I think you got to bring in more competition at wide receiver. This way it makes Rager fight more for a spot. And if he doesn't make it, he might be on practice squad. I mean, it might happen. It could happen. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to cut him, though. It might not. It might not happen.
Right. Exactly. Whiteside and Rager should see no, I agree. Keep them off the field.
Right.
What just amazes me is that they seem to really try to get Rager involved more than Devontae Smith. Like, Devontae Smith really didn't get anything till like the fourth quarter.
I know.
And then what does he do? He makes amazing catches.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, that's what he does. So it's like, where's that the first three quarters? That I blame on the coach. Mikey Hope, thank you for super chat. Did you see Dak condoning the fans throwing things at the refs after the game at his press conference? Classless. No, I didn't see that. I wonder if Mark Holmes will make a video about it, though. It's crazy. Jeremiah Butler, thank you for super chat. He says, it's not about admitting you were wrong in business. You prioritize your biggest investments. Unfortunately, they should have been DK or Jefferson. Yeah, well, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree. You know, I would love to get on, you know. Cryptologist Sirianni's an idiot for starting Rager all these games. He's also wrong about Hurts. Both stink. I just wonder if it's really him with the Rager thing or if it's the front office. You know, I really wonder.
Weird. Because I don't know if a receiver is playing like that every single game. And really, he had negative yards for like 3 games. I mean, I don't know who's making that decision, but
yeah, it's crazy. Reverend Bebop, what's up, my man? He said, it's because Howie's always looking for a diamond in the rough. Howie needs to get players who have obvious talent. Devontae is a top 10 pick, and it shows. It definitely shows. You know, another guy like look at what everybody talks about. I know everybody talks about Jefferson, right? Fair enough, you should. But okay, even if they mess that one up, how did you miss on Brandon Ayuk? Brandon Ayuk is turning into be a stud.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just don't understand. The main man, Dana, says, you guys need to hit on this draft next to be Super Bowl contender the next fight. We got to hit on this draft. 3 first-round picks. You know, we have to. We have to. And I don't know what they're going to do. I think you're going to get – I think we're going to have more turnover than people think we're going to have. I think guys like Brandon Brooks got to go. I don't know. I don't know what the deal. I don't know if Fletcher Cox renegotiates his contract, pretty much makes him back. I don't know if hopefully Kelsey will be back. So, but I do think there's going to be a lot of turnover, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Definitely, if we got more cap space, there's definitely enough. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mitchell Wilson, thank you for the super chat, my man. Appreciate it, you know? Let's see. Upside stinks. Yeah, it can. So when is the draft? Oh, gosh, like what? April, into April, early May, something like that?
April.
Oh, Mark Holmes next. Mark Holmes is going to have a video about the refs, yeah, because the refs screwed him. And then he's going to turn on the Cowboy fans. And then he's going to turn on Cowboys. See, I think Mark's jinxed it. People were telling me Marks was dancing when Bosa got hurt, which is messed up. That's what jinxed it, you know? So here's what I think. Eagles fans talking playoffs or draft now. Well, what are you talking? Let's see. We want to talk about let's talk about choking. Let's talk about choking.
Bro. Last one.
Who chokes more? You choked at home. Greg Q. David super chat. Glitch last time. The top 3 reasons why the D is taking such a hit. Grade for their performance. So what do you mean? I don't know what you mean. Glitch? Did I glitch out or something? The top 3 reasons why the D is taking such a hit. I tell you, I'll give you 2 reasons. I'll give you 3 reasons. One, your pass rush is not as good as it has been in the past. You have to get edge rushers. I think you need 2 edge rushers. 2, you need a big playmaking linebacker. You don't have that. You need a stud there. And then 3, you don't have a quarterback on that defense. You don't have a safety or a guy that can run that secondary. I think those would be the 3 things. Grade the defense performance. I'll give the defense a B- because I thought they started really bad in the first quarter, over 200 yards on about you gave, but they got it figured out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I would say. We have any big time guys leaving? You got to watch guys like Brandon Brooks, maybe Brandon Graham. I don't know what Fletcher Cox's contract is now in terms of if he moves on, but I think you could. Jason Kelsey could retire, so we have to see. I think Anthony Harris could be gone, and Rodney McLeod.
Mm-hmm.
Steven Nelson may be gone, so you may have to rebuild that whole entire secondary.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep, it's true.
Radiation Bot, stay for super chat. He says the front office gave up on Ertz and Fulgham, yet kept Whiteside and Nelson Reagor. I know. It's true. Who drafted Zach Ertz? I believe that was a Chip Kelly pick, wasn't it?
Chip Kelly, I think, yeah.
Yeah. Who drafted Reagor and Whiteside? Howie Roseman. Jeremiah Butler, thank you for super chat. He says Cowboys fans jinxed themselves when they chose Dallas. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we pretty much gave them another home game. And we gave them another home game if they beat the 49ers. We would have had another home game.
Yeah. No Rich Gannon squats when he pees. I don't know what we're talking about here. Harak. Jalen Hurts ass. Get rid of this bum ass. I would rather had Wentz or Minshew playing. Man, it's going to be an interesting offseason, my man.
Yep.
Because you got a lot. I would say, let me see this poll. Let me see if I got this poll here. So I asked, the question I asked is, do you want Hurts to be the star next year? 61% of people are saying yes. 39% are saying no. So that's more yeses than I thought we were going to get.
Right.
You know? Wentz choked against Jacksonville. That was bad.
The whole team choked.
Yeah.
I think the only player that was consistent was the wide receiver. What's his name? I think that was the only one that was really doing anything because Jonathan Taylor didn't do anything that whole game. Michael Pittman. He was the only one that was catching balls the whole game.
Yeah. Corey says McCarthy tried to justify the Dak run up the middle by saying process over results. So basically, he's tried to justify it, but it's now off-season versus playoffs. Yeah, off-season. Listen, I mean it's just a dangerous play. You have 14 seconds, and I was worried. I was like, why is he still running? Why is he still running? And I'm looking, he's going to run the clock out. It was a stupid play.
Yeah.
You know, and even Romo was saying, you got to take a shot at the end zone. You can take a shot now. If there's no side, take a shot at the end zone. That's what I would have done, you know? Let's see. Christian Harris, linebacker from Bama, exactly who we need. Well, we're going to be doing this, pretty much every week during the off season as well. Mm-hmm. So we're going to get into players. We'll do drafts. You know, we'll do episodes on specific players and things like that. So it's gonna be fun. You know,
yeah, definitely gonna have a good time with it.
Hurts has a strong arm, but got to work on his timing. This guy is only 23 years old. He's young. I don't know how strong his arm is. Like when I think of strong arm, I think of like Herbert, Josh Allen, Burrow. You know, big guy like the Favres. You know, I don't know he has that kind of arm. You know, even Carson. You know, but it doesn't mean he can't develop. I don't think. Do the Colts want Wentz next year's starting quarterback? What was Wentz's excuse week 17 versus Raiders? I never listened to anything he said post-game about that game, so I have no idea. I do know that it sounds like they're not committing to him, and they may move on from him. And I think the Eagles, right now, we got the 15th pick, the 16th pick, and the 19th pick, right?
Right, yeah.
Those are going to be our picks. So 3 picks inside the top 20. You better hit on them.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
True that.
Dak is trash. Well, I'll tell you what. Dak didn't come up big today. I mean, you know, he needed to pull that game out, dude. He didn't pull that game out.
Yeah, he benefited from that short field advantage from that pick that the defense ended up getting from Jimmy Garoppolo throwing that pick, but I don't think he did really. I don't think he played that well at all.
Westy Rock, Devontae Smith is a bust. What are you talking about?
He's crying. He's still upset over the game tonight.
Dude, Devontae Smith's a stud.
He's just crying.
My gosh.
Baby.
Dude, where was CeeDee Lamb? Can't hold on the ball. Where's Ezekiel Elliott, that fat piece of garbage? He stinks too.
He's crying.
Dak is your big, you know, franchise quarterback. $30+ million, and then it's going to go up to 40 cap hit at some point. Where was he today? Where was he? He lost the game for you.
Yep.
So I don't want to hear it. You know, RJ7 even two deuce. I think that's how I say it. Hurts needs to get on the juice. He needs to work on his passing. You know what I mean? We Trump 2020. You guys are stuck at Dak's contract. Dak's contract gives them I think a 2-year window, and then they're gonna really have to make some moves. It's gonna be interesting.
Yep.
CD was terrible. Yeah. Eagles. If the Eagles use Devontae Smith better, it would be crazy. Hurd had 0 accuracy, overthrow, 2 touchdown passes. He did. Guardrail, this is not fixable. Okay. And the whole Colts team played like trash against the Jags. No one stepped up. Yeah, see, if you think Hurts isn't the guy, then I don't know what you do, because you either look at a quarterback you like in the draft, you trade for a 30+ year old, 34+ year old quarterback. What are you going to give up? Are you going to really give up 2-3 number ones? I mean, You know, would you bring Carson back?
No,
I mean, what do you
hell
do?
no.
What do you do? I mean, you know,
There's no
free
move
game.
to make.
Free game 31. Free game. Thank you for super chats. If Watson is available, then buy Hurts. Well, listen, if Watson is clear, I'll go on record right now. If Watson is cleared of you know, if Watson's clear of all his charges and he's available, I have no problem going after him. I have no problem. I would be all for Deshaun Watson because he's so young. He's only 26 years old, right? 27. He's young. So yeah, okay, but he's got to clear that all that stuff off. Witch King, thank you for super chases. Mike McCarthy is just a fat Joe Judge with a talented roster. Listen, I told Dallas fans that the death of them would be that he doesn't run the ball. He didn't run the ball enough today.
No.
I don't understand why he doesn't run the ball more. You know, both the Niners and the Cowboys were trying to give that game away. Gabriel, thank you for super chat. He says, today Jalen sucked. Agreed. We still need to rebuild the team regardless. He has a cheap contract, and this one game is not the only factor. I agree. You can't judge it on one game.
Right.
I agree with you. But at the same time, yeah, it's fair to say he wasn't good. Malik Willis is not good enough to draft around. I don't know what quarterbacks are going in the first round. Like I have no idea, you know.
Yeah, I have no idea either.
Let's see here. Team wasn't good, no question about it.
Mm-hmm.
No question about it. I mean, it's a heartbreaking loss. You know, it sucks, but at the same time, you know, this is a team I think on the up and up. A team that's got cap space to play with, 3 first round picks. They got a young quarterback. They got some young players, and I think this is an exciting time for the Eagles. I think that what they do this year could really set them up for long term. So it's going to be a very, very, very good off season. It's going to be exciting.
First, we got to see if Howie Roseman gets his extension. I think that's one thing we have to see. If
I think he's going to get it.
He might, but
anyway, he wouldn't.
Yeah, I know.
You know, we got 569 people in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click the link in the description. Go sub up my man Joey Shakes, the better half of the Philly Shakedown podcast. You know, I think they're going to give Howie a contract. If they don't give Howie a contract and for some reason he leaves, that would change up this whole franchise. Mm-hmm. That would shake up this whole front office. It would be insane. I would be all right with it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even want him. He doesn't even have to leave. I just don't want him making draft picks. You know? That's all I'm saying. Shift today for Super Chases. Smith, Ridley, Watkins would be scary. I like it. Man. We're going to talk about all these rumors. It's going to get crazy. The first thing we're going to see is if Jonathan Gannon gets offered a head coaching job. One can only hope. You know?
2 interviews.
One can only hope. Somebody hire him. You know, it's crazy. But anyways, with that said, guys, I guess it's really, we're almost an hour in. I've been streaming since the first game. I know Joey hasn't been feeling good. So is there any final thing you want to say before we kind of close this season up and then get ready? Because it's next week. To me, I'm ready for next season.
We're ready for the offseason. We're ready for the draft. We're ready to look at some prospects. Yeah. And it's going to be one of the most important off seasons in the Eagles in a long time, especially to get to play in a playoff game, to have draft capital, to have $30 to $50 million in cap space, to actually be able to make trades and free up more cap space. It's going to be a interesting, like you said, an interesting off season, and can't wait till we both can talk about it every week. So
yeah, it's going to be good. Yeah, it is a tough loss. Oh, Joe Higashi legit leg kicks. We have to read what he says. Tubby 500. Tough loss, but even better seeing Dallas lose. True. Mark Chubby Butt went nuts. Ha ha ha. Joey Fatboy Shakes lost our bet. Wedgie, bro.
Mm-mm. We didn't shake on it, bro. We didn't shake on it.
Yeah, crazy. All right, guys. Well, listen, we're gonna let you go. I'm gonna try to make a Mark Holmes troll video in a little bit. Take a little break. Tough loss.
Yeah.
But overall, I think a very promising, successful season, and I think the future is bright. I think this offseason is going to be one of the most, of all the years that I've been on YouTube, I think this is going to be the most exciting offseason because of just the amount of money we're going to have and draft picks. I just think it's going to be very exciting. Radiation Bot, thank you for super chat. He said we should sign Mike Lennon as running back. Even if he's tackled the line of scrimmage, his neck would give us a minimum of 8. I know. If somehow he could just tuck the ball under his chin, then we're good. His chin could hand off the ball to the ref better than Dak Prescott to get have a second left for one more play. Anyway, guys, it's crazy, but thank you for all the support you show us. We'll be back here every week. We'll be doing this. We're gonna have a lot to get to, no question about it.
Yes.
Anything on the way out, Joe, you want to say?
That's it, guys. I'm ready for the offseason. I'm ready. I'm in offseason mode now, so we're ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. And congratulations to the Bucs and the Buccaneer fans on beating us. You deserve it. You're the champs. And go get them. That's all we can say. With that said, take care. We will talk to you guys later, of course. Don't be a dingbat.
Peace.